Hello and welcome to Just Bernie and Baby Puppy and Big Puppy adventure to Sougia from Agai Roumelli. Now you wouldn't really notice the gate or the sign here because in Agai Roumelli there's no signs for the E4, but basically you're just behind the beach and where the ferry drops off. It's a bit cloudy, a bit windy, but actually I kind of like that. So let's see what this adventure takes us on now. So the first part was literally straight up there from down there, which looks nothing, but it actually isn't. And we're going all the way up there. That isn't fair for the start. Anyway, come on. And I also forgot to say it's 10:30, so I'm going to do a time check on this one. And there's Agai Roumelli already seems so far behind. So I've been going for an hour now and it literally has just been up that. Very tiring. Oh, there we are, you can just see lovely Agai Roumelli in the distance. And we're still going, pivot around there, all the way up there. And at the moment I can't see the top, but we're doing okay, I think. How you doing, little pups? So just over 5 minutes and we were not to the top but in a flatter spot. So with all myself and the puppies just stopped for a water break. Puppies, there we are. Come on, got to keep fit and healthy. We've now been going for another hour, so 2 hours in total, and we've just stopped in the middle of a pine forest. We're descending back down, but then I can just see an arrow pointing back up again. So it's going to be up and down, up and down, up and down. And I have to say, the walking is beautiful, and it's actually pretty easy. There's some parts where it's a little bit tricky where to see the little markings, but a bit of common sense never goes far. The only thing I would say for me is I'm not used to carrying such a big rucksack, and it's a little bit heavy, but at least on this route I'm going to be able to camp out tonight out in the wild somewhere. So that's the plan. We are now 3 hours into the journey towards Sougia, and we're just coming back down onto the beach. So we've been all the way up, all the way over. Although I would love to go for a swim right now, I really don't want to be sort of wet for the next part because we've still got a long way to go. So I wasn't quite sure about the path coming along that beach. I didn't know whether I was meant to have gone up, and I couldn't see a little yellow and black sign, and there it is, because I really didn't want to have to walk back and go up that. Although I do think this is taking us up there. We are now 4 hours into our adventure. And I have to say, for the 4th hour, a little bit of a flat bit like this is absolutely wonderful. It's been very, very, very challenging. Maybe it's just because of the rucksack, I'm not quite sure. As I said, I've got everything in it. I've got a tent, lots of water and all the rest of it. But just going uphill pretty much the whole way. But it still has been brilliant, and I can just in the far distance see Paliacora, but it's too far to point out at the moment, but I can see it, so which is the end destination. This is the first part to it, going to Sougia, and then the second part is Sougia all the way to Paliacora. is one of the most difficult things. It's difficult just if you're scared of heights. You really wouldn't like this bit. I'm going to use. Right, actually, better take the hat off because it's a bit windy up here. Okay, we are now on the 5th hour of hiking, and the scenery is still as spectacular as it was at the beginning. We've still got lots of energy. We've been drinking lots of water, myself and the puppies, and I'm estimating I think we've got another 3 hours to go until we get to Sougia, but that's just my estimation, so we shall see, but we'll keep you posted on the hour. Okay, so this part now is super amazing. Look at that. Whoa. So just under 6 hours now, but I just wanted to show you basically coming through. This is what we're dealing with on the sixth hour of our hike. Literally going through things like that, coming out to that, and looking ahead to that. I think a little rest stop is in aid of. This place now is gorgeous. Look at this. And it just goes on and on and on. And after nearly 7 hours, we're not there yet, we're about 6.5 at the moment, but after 6.5 hours, the last thing you want to do is go up that. But, unless I want to sleep here, but I think even puppies, do you want to sleep here? No, they've still got a bit of energy left in them, so come on, let's get up it. Okay, so for the 7th hour, we have made it to the old ruins just above Sougia. And in the background here, round that bay, that's Sougia, that's where we're heading for. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little dot in the sea. Well, that is in fact the ferry that will be off. It's been to Gaftos, it's been back to, where did I get off? Agai Roumelli, and now it's there and it's just leaving at 5:30. So there we are. Eight hours in and still a bit further to go. So on the 9th hour, just gone, in fact 5 minutes after the 9th hour, you can see Sougia, which is where we're heading, so hopefully that will only be another 10-15 minutes to get down there, just as the sun's going behind. So this is a different kind of sign out. This is we are all shattered. 9.5 hours. Pretty good going. I'm actually going to sign out right now, and then tomorrow in the morning when I wake up I will give you a little brief of what I thought about it. So until the morning, good night. Hello and good morning from a very refreshed Just Birdie and the lovely puppies. We had a wonderful night's sleep. We literally pitched up my tent here and we are literally right on Sougia Beach, which I know you can camp on this beach, but I think sometimes it's a bit further down there, I'm not sure, but at the moment, again, nobody's here, so I've just pitched right up in the corner. There's a little bit of shade here as well, which is lovely. So about the hike yesterday, it was brilliant and it was a real achievement. By the time I've done the from here, Sougia to Paleocora, I would have completed the whole of the E4 trail all the way from Elefanisi all the way down to Cora Scafion. And at the moment, this is the most challenging part. I mean, at some parts we were going uphill most of it. The downhill didn't really feel as though it was ever down, but obviously there were some down bits. They were walking along some very sort of like cliff faces. There were some handrails and stuff. But you had to be very careful on your feet going there. Then we were going all the way back down to the sea when it was a bit of the beach walk, and then over through boulders. I mean, the whole journey, was pretty intense all the way. Now, my plan was to pitch my tent maybe halfway or one of the beaches or by Cape Trapiti, but the sea was so rough. And I was like, well, what am I going to do? Am I just going to just sit here and watch the sea? So I thought, no, come on, let's just keep on going. So we kept on going, and then I knew that my destination was going to be here. Now, actual walking time was 8.5 hours, but time from start to finish was actually 9.5. And that was basically, obviously, the stops I had to do little messages to you guys, and water stops. So all in all, that's pretty good. 8.5 hours walking time, 9.5 hours at the full time. I was very lucky. There was a lot of cloud, there was lots of shade, and it was very windy as well yesterday, whereas today, if you can see it, it's just, it's just calm. There's, and the sun is shining bright. So for today, I'm planning on staying here. I'm going to go down to one of the little tavernas in a minute. I'm going to have a nice cup of coffee and some breakfast. And then I'm just going to relax, go for a swim, and just recharge all my batteries. Because the only parts that hurt are my back. But that again was because I carried like 1.5 litres of water. I had a little bit of dog food. I had some nuts and stuff for me. The essentials. And of course I was carrying this tent. This tent is incredible. My wonderful friend Serena, she bought it for me for my birthday. And it's super lightweight, but any weight, when you're going up hills, it's still weight at the end of the day. Would I do it a different way? Yes, possibly I would. Possibly I wouldn't take the tent. But then again, I would. I'm not too sure. I'm sort of like that at the moment, because it was wonderful to wake up right on the beach rather than in a room up in the village above. So, you can do it all different ways. It would have been lovely to have stopped on one of the beaches sort of around the corner, but that didn't happen yesterday. But you've got to be prepared for everything that may happen. So on that note, I'm going to rest up today, and part 2 of this walk will continue, which I'm sure I've probably even uploaded it already at the same time, but part 2 will follow, and that will be from Sougia all the way to Paleocora. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this part of the journey, again, as much as we have, because we've loved it. And just so you know, at 6:30 this morning, in fact earlier this morning, it was just before the sun was coming up at like 5:45, the puppies were jumping all over me and they wanted to go walkies. They're crazy. You just love it, don't you? You love it. So anyway, just Bernie and the puppies signing out.